What's going on, wrestling family? Welcome back to the channel. So I went to last night's episode of Friday Night SmackDown in Green Bay, Wisconsin. If you didn't know, they taped another episode following the live episode, which will be shown next week since the wrestlers will be on break. I guess it's winter break, Christmas break, whatever you want to call it. But what I'm going to do here is give you guys a spoiler review of what happened in the second taping. And if anything happened last night that coincides with what I have to talk about in the second episode, I will bring that up too. Now, before we get started, I want to forewarn you. Get up out of here, hit subscribe, and get up out of here. If you don't want anything spoiled, I don't want anything spoiled for you. I want to give you 5 seconds to get up out of here and subscribe and leave. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What was I doing? All right. So before I get into the spoilers, I want to say this. Comparing the two episodes of SmackDown, I loved both of them. I had a fun time with both episodes. I feel like the second episode, which will air next week, had more and better matches than the first one. Not that the first one had terrible matches. The match between KO and Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, and Carmelo Hayes, really good matches. But I think we had more of good matches in this second episode. So if you want to compare the two, I feel like the first one was more heavy on the story. The second one was more heavier on better matches. So let's get into what happened in the second episode. So we kicked off the show with a match between Bobby Lashley and Santos Escobar. This is a match involved in this tournament they have for the number one contendership for the U.S. title. And obviously whoever gets the number one contendership will face Logan Paul for that U.S. championship belt. And this is probably my least favorite match out of both shows. It wasn't a terrible match, but if you think in your head and you try to visualize what does a Santos Escobar versus Bobby Lashley match look like, I think that's exactly what this is. So it wasn't bad at all. It was just what you think that type of match was. But the highlight wasn't the match itself. The highlight is what happened at the end of the match. So towards the end of the match, you see two men jump over the barricade. One of them wearing the mask of Dragon Lee. The other one wearing the mask of who I believe was I think it was an Axiom mask. I couldn't tell who it is because of where I was sitting and how I was positioned. But I think that was the mask he was wearing. They both came in, attacked the Street Profits, and assisted Santos Escobar and helped them to secure the win to move on to the next round of this tournament. And the cool part was when they were walking up the ramp backwards, both men stood next to him. And I was completely shocked because I was like, you know what? Why is Dragon Lee helping out Santos Escobar? Okay. I just saw them fight each other at Survivor Series, the whole LWO thing. And then in my mind, I'm like, all right, there's gotta be something wrong with this. There's something off. And when they took their mask off, it revealed to be none other than Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza. And I was shocked. I flipped out and people were like, why are you so excited? I'm like, dude, I love these guys. And I know some of my friends asked me, can you tell me a spoiler of what happened? I told them about that. And guess what they said? Oh, I saw it in the articles. It was already reported. And this is the main reason, guys. I don't read reports. I don't care about reports because in that moment, if they were there with me, they would have ruined the whole vibe. They're like, oh, I already knew that. For me, I got excited because I didn't know anything about this. And it made me feel like a kid all over again when you don't know anything about wrestling and the surprises are actually surprises. I don't care about what's happening behind the scenes. Just give me a good product and give me a great time. And these two guys coming back, I loved it because I used to watch 205 Live. I don't know if you guys did, but Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, when they were on there, they were extremely talented. They still are, they still are. And Humberto has the look. He was young. He was agile in the ring. Angel Garza was rizzing up people's grandmas, stepmoms, aunties, great grandmas, all kind of stuff. He was going crazy out there. And I think both of these guys are extremely talented and they're related. And I think what happened is they went to Raw, then they went to NXT, then we didn't really see them anymore, which was very unfortunate. So I love the fact that they're giving them another opportunity on the main roster and giving them a chance to be with Santos Escobar, which I absolutely love. Santos Escobar, he has every fiber of his being is ingredients of a great and convincing heel. So I love what they're doing with him. I love what they're doing with those two. Making Humberto a heel is a great thing. Angel Garza, I think he is a natural heel. So this is going to be amazing. There's something else I want to say about this, but I have to include the next match in it to kind of get to my point. So, the next match was a match between, a Butch, aka or FKA Pete Dunn, whatever you want to call him, versus Dragon Lee, and this was for the NXT North American Championship belt. And my guy, family, this match right here was fantastic, bro. It was one of my favorite match of any promotions this week. This match was fantastic. Now, it was short but sweet. Not saying that it was a squash match, not that saying it was really, really fast, but It was a fantastic match. And some may say, what do you think? It's Butch and it's Dragon Lee. It's going to happen. Doesn't always guarantee that you're going to have a really good match, but this match right here was the best match, or one of the best matches of both nights, in my personal opinion. I absolutely loved it. As you predicted, Dragon Lee won the match. It wouldn't make sense for Butch to win this match anyways, but I don't want to get into the ingredients of what made this match good. Go ahead and watch it yourself and tell me what you love about it, but I think you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised. And the thing that I wanted to combine together with this match and the previous match that I was talking about with Santos is that I love what WWE is doing right now, specifically with Dragon Lee. I used to watch him in AAA, and him coming over to WWE and them organically raising him up little by little. I see what they're doing and showcasing his talent. They're doing a fantastic job, because originally I was a little concerned, because when it comes to WWE, and I said this in another video, when it comes to luchadors, masked, unmasked, it doesn't matter. It seems like there's always the ceiling that they go to. There's Rey Mysterio, and then everybody else always hits the same ceiling and fall off. It may be because of their injury. It may be because of booking, but I see a repetition of how they handle luchadors. Whether we're talking about, I don't know, Sin Cara, I know injuries and stuff like that with him. Whether we're talking about the Lince Dorados, or whether we're talking about Grand Metalik, you see how they turned Lucha House Party. It kind of made them into a little joke. Like, it just feels like the luchadors don't really go that far. We could even include Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo in that mix as well. And I feel like, and every time that they leave the company, I feel like, you could have did a little bit more with them. We could even add Andrade Cien in there as well. Like, I feel like they could have did a little bit more with them, but I feel like they figured it out this time around. With factions, I love the fact that we don't have anything for anyone to do. Let's put them on a faction. Let's not leave them off TV. And with Dragon Lee, I feel like doing a fantastic job with this. So as far as the luchadors in WWE, I love what they're doing. Let's start building up on more submission specialists in the future, but I'm happy right now. I'm really am. So after this, if I remember the matches correctly, and I'm sorry if I mix these up, it may be off. We had the Holiday Bash match, which was a fun match. It was what you think it was. When it's a holiday themed match, what do you think they do? They just grab stuff related to the holiday, hit each other over the head with it, presents, boxes. They even had tables, kendo sticks, chairs. It was a really, really fun match. The crowd absolutely loved that match. People just watching it and just having so much fun. The ladies look great, right? But overall, I was surprised that Mia Yim is the one who captured the win. Like, that was a shocking part, which I love, because I feel like that they really haven't given Mia Yim a chance to really do anything on the main roster. Like, when she returned, people didn't even know who she was. So that was a little disrespectful there, but I feel like that I'm not confused, but I'm kind of interested to know what direction they're going to take her, since AJ Styles is now AJ Rogue Styles. And what does that mean for her? And what does that mean for the OC? So I'm kind of interested to see where they're going to go with the direction of that. So the faces of that match, they won that match. Now, after this, we had AJ Styles come out, and we saw what he did last week last episode of SmackDown, where Randy Orton and LA Knight was getting jumped by the Bloodline. He came out to help them, and I knew something was off, because I was like, why is AJ Styles dressed like Ken on Street Fighter 6, but wearing all black? Why does he have a single logo on his body? He just wore all black, and he came in and attacked everybody. And I'm like, all right, something just don't feel right, right? This is something not right in my soul about AJ right now. Something wrong with him, bro. He off. And all of a sudden he attacks LA Knight. So now he comes out to explain why he did what he did, which really wasn't anything deep. I don't expect anything deep for this. I really don't. Just give us an explanation. Cool. It is what it is. We're just happy you're back. We want to see more matches from you. And then eventually the others came out. LA Knight, and then Randy Orton came out, from what I remember. And they were kind of basically arguing about who should have Roman Reigns first. Sorry, I just heard a loud noise. Who should have Roman Reigns first? And LA Knight had a point. He said, hey, you got attacked by the Bloodline and got destroyed. You got destroyed by the Bloodline. Did I get destroyed by the Bloodline? Nah, I never got destroyed, which means I'm bulletproof, which I'm well deserved to have an opportunity. So these guys get into an argument, and then they start to fight each other, going back and forth, which was very interesting. And then Nick Aldis comes out. He stops the match. He says, hey, in 2 weeks at New Year's Revolution, I think that's the name of the pay-per-view, correct me if I'm wrong, we're going to have a triple threat match between Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight. And the winner of that match will face Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble for the title. You're going to go to Double R to face Double R, which is really, it's really silly. But I can't wait for this match. It's going to be so good, bro. Like, I love AJ Styles, one of my favorites of all time, personally, for me. AJ Styles, one of my favorites of all time. Randy Orton, one of my favorites of all time. And then seeing LA Knight, one of my new favorites right now in WWE. I watched him when he was Eli Drake, but when we're talking about LA Knight himself, right now, he's one of my favorite because both AJ Styles and Randy Orton are nostalgic to some people, and LA Knight has the nostalgic feel to him. So it just feels like it matches up so well. So that match is going to be so great. I feel like that Randy or AJ is more deserving of the opportunity of the title, you know, obviously because LA Knight already had the opportunity to try to get it from Roman Reigns. But hey, you know what? I'm not mad either way they go. I would love to see AJ Styles go, but it is what it is. So that's what we're going to get later on. So then after that, we had this match between KO and Carmelo Hayes. And this match here, another banger on the card, man. Another banger on the card. So we talk about Melo don't miss. He really don't miss. This match between him and Kevin Owens was gold, bro. It was, I don't want to get into this either. I just want you guys to experience it yourself. I mean, I'm spoiling what happens there, but I don't want to spoil how the match went. So you guys, you know how Kevin Owens worked. You know how Carmelo Hayes worked. See that. And just a spoiler alert, Kevin Owens won the match. And at the end, he picked up Carmelo Hayes, shook his hand, you know, which was great to see. And I think it's pretty obvious that we're going to get KO versus Logan Paul for that title. I mean, they already had their back and forth spat on the mic, so it was already leading up to that. So the result wasn't the important part. What was the important part is the ride to the results, right? Even if something's predictable, if the ride getting there is smooth and nice, that's all that matters to me, okay? Really, really good match. So the final match of the night was what they told people about last week. It was a match between AJ Styles and Solo Sikoa. Another good match, guys. Another good match, bro. In my personal opinion, on the main roster, this is Solo Sikoa's best match. His best match. And you can say that a lot about, and this is why AJ Styles is one of my favorite wrestlers ever, because a lot of the time, people usually have their best matches when AJ Styles is in the ring. If you have a bad match with AJ Styles in the ring, something's wrong with you, bro. There is something wrong. It's really hard to have a bad match against AJ Styles. And this match was fantastic. I love how Solo Sikoa was playing the brute and attacking AJ Styles. AJ Styles was selling everything. He was getting destroyed. It was telling the story of AJ Styles just now getting back, and you can see the ring rust on him. And Solo Sikoa, as being a person who's more active in the ring, it could show the difference between the two, and they were telling that story in the ring. And guys, I can't wait for you. I wish you guys were there. That's how I feel. I wish you guys were there so you could see this match. I loved the match, man. I thought it was great. And this match ended in a disqualification because Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso came out to attack AJ Styles, which I thought was, people were booing, but I'm like, this is the perfect decision here. You just got AJ Styles back. You can't make him lose in his first match back. That doesn't make any sense at all, regardless if he's out there wearing Steve Blackman's pants. And you can't have Solo Sikoa lose after Roman Reigns just said, hey, this is the heir to be as the tribal chief. So in order to stop that from happening, you have to have an interference. That had to happen. That was perfect booking in my personal opinion. That had to happen. And then LA Knight and Randy Orton came out to attack the Bloodline again to stop them from attacking AJ Styles. They threw him out the ring and things like that. They stood tall and the Bloodline walked away. And now we're leading up into this match. What is the drama between these three men? I think this episode of SmackDown was so good, bro. It was so good. Not just because I was there. I've been to SmackDown plenty of times before, but this was so good, man. I can't wait till you guys see it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, especially when you guys watch it. I appreciate you guys. Salute. Peace. Have a good day.